Sigma males are often called society's lone wolves. They don't compete for the alpha spotlight, nor do they fade quietly into a beta supporting role. Instead, they operate on their own terms, deeply independent, self-reliant, and nearly impossible to influence with peer pressure. A healthy Sigma uses those traits to build a life of quiet strength. But when a Sigma turns dark, the very qualities that make him admirable can become frightening weapons. Here are 8 ways a destructive Sigma male can create more chaos than any loud, bragging alpha ever could. Number 1. They make coldly logical decisions without a hint of remorse. When a toxic Sigma is crossed, he does not reach for shouting, threats, or public humiliation. Instead, he flips an internal switch and begins running pure cost-benefit equations. Every outcome is weighed like numbers on a balance sheet. If keeping an ally benefits him, they stay. If abandoning that ally secures a faster path to victory, the relationship is sliced off without hesitation. There is no emotional debate, no voice saying maybe I'm being too harsh. Imagine a project manager who discovers a teammate has made an honest mistake that could slow production by a week. The usual response might involve discussion, coaching, or compromise. A ruthless Sigma might quietly reassign the teammate overnight. No warning, no explanation, because the numbers said it was efficient. To outside observers, the move feels heartless, even cruel, yet in the Sigma's mind, it is simply the most direct line from problem to solution. This kind of cold logic is especially dangerous because it removes the natural brakes, guilt, empathy, second thoughts, that stop most people from crossing ethical lines. Number 2. Sigma males are the masters of psychological warfare. A loud bully relies on volume and intimidation. A malicious Sigma relies on precision mind games that work beneath conscious awareness. He notices which coworkers crave approval, which friend blushes when a certain topic arises, and which supervisor secretly fears being outshined. He stores that intel the way a surgeon memorizes anatomy. Later, with just a few softly spoken sentences, he triggers insecurities that spiral into self-doubt. A single, "Are you sure you've got the skills to head that project?" said at the right moment can make a rival suddenly question weeks of hard preparation. The worst part? Victims often blame themselves, assuming their own weakness caused the collapse. By the time they suspect manipulation, the Sigma's influence has already taken root and spread like ivy through their confidence. Unlike public humiliation, these mind games leave no proof, only a lingering sense of unease that's nearly impossible to confront head-on. Number 3. Efficient, invisible information gathering. Information is the raw fuel of power, and a destructive Sigma collects it the way a hacker gathers passwords, quietly and without setting off alarms. During casual small talk, he may ask, "So what keeps you up at night about this project?" Or, "Who on the team do you trust most with sensitive tasks?" Because the questions sound supportive or innocuous, people share freely. Meanwhile, he observes nonverbal details, the micro-pause before someone answers, the tightened jaw when a certain colleague's name is mentioned. Within weeks, he batches these observations into thorough mental files. Who envies whom? Who needs praise? Who fears confrontation? Later, if he needs leverage, he pulls a single detail from storage, the exact weakness that will open doors or break resistance. Since each tidbit was volunteered freely, no one feels coerced in the moment. And by the time they realize the Sigma used their own words against them, the damage is done. Number 4. They are dangerously patient, ready to wait years for payback. Impatience exposes anger. Patience hides it until the target forgets it ever existed. A Sigma bent on revenge might smile politely, shake hands, and appear to forgive. Then he files the offense away and resumes life as normal, outwardly calm. Months later, he learns the betrayer's new ambitions, financial pressures, or looming deadlines. He studies the landscape the way a sniper studies wind patterns, waiting for the one perfect day when a single well-placed action will topple the offender's entire plan. Maybe he withholds critical data until an irreplaceable deadline passes. Maybe he casually reveals a long-buried secret during a board meeting just as promotion decisions are finalized. The victim never saw it coming because they believed the issue was buried in the past. This long-game approach makes retaliatory sigmas especially lethal. While others waste energy on immediate outbursts, the sigma conserves his until he can deliver a strike that is both unexpected and devastating. Number 5. Profound self-awareness, ruthless blind spot exploitation. Most people struggle to identify their own insecurities. A sigma maps his, and then maps yours. Because he studies his own triggers, he gains insight into how hidden fears guide behavior. When he meets someone new, he unconsciously runs the same diagnostic. What is this person desperate to hide? What do they overcompensate for? Where do they lack perspective? Once he pinpoints a blind spot, he can steer conversations, decisions, even friendships toward that weakness. Suppose a colleague secretly fears being seen as incompetent. A harmful sigma might casually assign them overly complex tasks, then express subtle doubts in front of leadership. The colleague scrambles to prove themselves, makes sloppy mistakes under pressure, and eventually self-destructs, without the sigma ever getting his own hands dirty. Because he attacked a blind spot the person barely understood themselves, they'd never realize how precisely they were manipulated. Number 6. They use silence as an amplifier of insecurity and paranoia. Where most people would blurt a rebuttal, a sigma answers an insult with long, unsettling quiet. In that stillness, the attacker's confidence falters. Did they go too far? Are they about to be fired back at? The room's temperature shifts from confrontation to uncertainty, and uncertainty erodes resolve. A toxic sigma understands that humans fear the unknown more than open hostility. By refusing to react, he lets the other person's imagination create worst-case scenarios. Is he gathering evidence? Planning retaliation? Over time, repeated silent responses train colleagues to tiptoe around him, effectively granting him authority without him uttering a command. In personal relationships, the impact is equally corrosive. A partner who receives stone-cold quiet instead of shouting starts doubting their own sanity, replaying conversations to decode what the sigma is thinking. That self-inflicted paranoia does more damage than any spoken insult ever could. Number 7. They have persuasion that strikes only when it matters most. Because sigma males typically keep opinions private, people grant them an aura of neutrality. When a malicious sigma finally lends his quiet voice to an issue, listeners lean in, expecting wisdom. He exploits that keen attention. In a team vote teetering between two choices, he might deliver a brief analytic statement that nudges the entire decision in his preferred direction, earning credit publicly while hiding the personal stakes he holds privately. His words are always measured, stripped of fluff, and backed by data or personal observation. That brevity makes them hard to challenge. There's no excess to critique, no emotional leaps to pick apart. Thus, a single sentence can redirect budgets, reshape alliances, or end someone's budding reputation. Because he speaks rarely and with clarity, his influence can ripple far beyond the moment, shaping outcomes long after the meeting ends. Number 8. Silent revenge that leaves no trace. When a hostile sigma male decides to settle a personal score, retaliation arrives like a gust of wind, felt but rarely seen. He won't resort to public confrontations, heated texts, or online rants. Instead, he plants quiet seeds that grow into trouble days or weeks later. Maybe a damaging rumor appears to surface on its own, or key allies drift away after private conversations in which he merely shares his concerns. He might orchestrate subtle misunderstandings that turn friends against each other or reveal a well-timed fact that ruins someone's credibility during a social event. Yet he's nowhere near the fallout when it explodes. Because every step looks coincidental, tracing the source feels impossible. Victims keep replaying past interactions, hunting for clues they never find. By the time the full impact hits, the Sigma has already slipped back into the background, calm, detached, and ready to disappear from suspicion just as quickly as he appeared. The most dangerous Sigma males don't announce their intentions. They let their independence, sharp intellect, and quiet patience do the work. Because they operate outside normal pecking orders, social safeguards that might restrain others never touch them. Their silence invites underestimation, their calm conceals calculation, and their detachment frees them to act without guilt. By the time you realize a malicious Sigma has you in his sights, he's already chosen the most effective moment to strike. That invisible, strategic nature is precisely what makes the darkest Sigma males so unsettling, and why, when trouble finally surfaces, you discover they were several moves ahead all along. Do you agree with the points I mentioned in this video? We'd love to hear your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. For more deep dives into the Sigma male mindset, be sure to check out our other videos. Thank you for watching and being a part of our community. If you're ready to continue your journey toward achieving greatness, hit the like button and subscribe so you won't miss out on future videos. Click here to see 8 uncomfortable things only Sigma males do.